And welcome to my thoughts on Ghost of Yōtei. Ghost of Yōtei is an open-world action-adventure game developed by Sucker Punch and published by PlayStation. In Ghost of Yōtei, you take control of Atsu, a mercenary who attempts to hunt down the Yōtei 6 for the murder of her family. The first question we always ask, is Ghost of Yōtei worth the asking price of $70? The answer to that is happily yes. Ghost of Yōtei is a well-done, standalone sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, taking place 330-ish years after the first game. You will explore the island of Ezo and the area around Mount Yōtei. As Atsu, you are hunting down the killers of your family, the Yōtei 6. Vicious warlords who are attempting to take control of the area in an attempt to start a much larger war. Everything in this game is up to AAA quality. Visuals are beautiful, with gorgeous vistas and character designs that allow you to easily distinguish between different enemies and friends. Sounds make the world feel alive, and the soundtrack fits smoothly into the world. Impressively, the combat is as smooth as the first game, and yet feels different. While Jin was all about different stances and floating through combat, Atsu is about using different weapons to force her way through combat. Feels just as smooth, but the animations and weapon switching gets her personality across in a surprising way. The story itself is well told. Like I said, it's a revenge story. The story has very predictable beats, no great surprises, but it does feel like a well-done love letter to classic westerns and Kurosawa films. However, the story does have its flaws. It does suffer from what can be labeled as gameplay story segregation in a large way. This most often pops up, whereas Atsu, you will murder your way through hundreds of enemies, and then in a cutscene, do something that is incredibly amateurish and makes her seem like she has no idea what you're doing, causing you to slap your head in frustration and be like, what the hell? In addition, you can see Sucker Punch struggle with the open world storytelling. The first half of the game, you get to choose which order the major objectives are done in, while the second half is a much more guided focus like Ghost of Tsushima. What this means is that because I did the first half in order of C, B, and A, instead of the order they wanted, the story itself felt weird and disjointed, and Atsu felt like she was potentially making decisions out of character compared to what I had experienced in the game to that point. Whereas in the back half, because I did not have a choice of what order to do things, the game still felt open-worldy. It was just much more focused, like closer to Ghost of Tsushima. The story felt in character for the most part, and most of the decisions I agree with. It is a gorgeous and well-done world to explore. I would easily say it is worth the $70 price tag. With a well-told story, if you enjoyed the first one, or enjoy old Western Kurosawa films, or just burnt out on any of the Assassin's Creed games, which I think a lot of people are, I would highly recommend this game. This game is easily worth the asking price. However, you know your budget, so don't be afraid to wait for it to go on sale. You do wait for Ghost of Yōtei to go on sale. I would highly recommend giving it a playthrough, as it is worth the money. Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you disagree with my thoughts? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm always up for reasonable discussion made in good faith. Thank you much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Smash that bell, all that jazz. Even better, check out other videos and playthroughs I've done on YouTube. That's just come on over and check me out when I stream live every Sunday through Friday, life permitted. Thank you very much for joining me, and until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another. Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and I hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video.
If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.